Hello and welcome everyone to another podcast. Yay. So this is going to be a small review / rant, which I had planned to do after I posted all my Jedi Survivor videos up. But something happened today on the 16th. And I did put a community post out there, but yeah, I beat the game. I got the... just as a heads up, I am going to go to spoilers if you haven't played the game or anything like that. So just heads up, spoilers. But anyway, so I got to the point where BD would be able to, if you open the map, you can see missed scans, treasures, and all that fun stuff if you're 100%er. And I was just going around collecting the chests and all that, and I just 100%ed the Cobalt Moon, and I was on my way back to Cobalt because I knew there's a whole bunch of stuff I didn't get there, and the game crashed. It had an issue loading a few minutes beforehand, so I was like, okay, just exit out, and close the app, restart it. It did, it started working fine, no issues, and then as soon as I start going to Cobalt, it crashes. Well, after I crashed, I sent the report to Sony. What is it? Sony. I don't know. Sony support, and they have the data now. But here's the problem. I don't. All the saved data I had, which is I don't know, 10, 12 hours, I guess, is now just gone, erased. I hit load game, there's nothing past the 5-hour mark at Jedi, which, yes, I know that's probably a long time, but I was spending a lot of time exploring that I cut out from the videos. And I don't even have New Game Plus anymore. My entire data got erased, and I'm super pissed. Don't know if anyone else has run into this, but it's just... It's frustrating for anyone when this shit happens. I know seeing posts on Twitter when I go on there, a couple times a month now, or even Destiny 2 is having their subclasses being erased, their characters being erased, and all that. So it's a frustrating situation when you're trying to just see what you can find, beat unlockable stuff, and it's just gone. All that work, all that progress is just gone, and there's no different save slots. You can't manually save at any point. You have to reach certain areas to save, and it's gamer issues, I know, but still it's very, very frustrating. So anyway, to the story itself for Jedi Survivor. Once again, there's spoilers, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, please leave now. My conclusion for the game is meh. Fallen Order definitely did a better job storytelling wise. This one felt very... it's better than it's better than all the Star Wars shows that have been coming out recently. I give it that, but I think it was a wasted opportunity, and I'm not sure if there's going to be DLC with story expansions, and if there is, I'm probably going to reinstall Survivor, because frustratingly, I uninstalled it. And I'll play the stories for that, because it looks like the map's only, Cobalt, Coruscant, the moon. 6 worlds. There's 6 worlds, and the map is huge. I don't remember Fallen Order. I'm probably going to have to go back and do that again, but when you have this much story and all the focus is on basically one world and everything else is just like a side area, it's disappointing. But it does look like there's a lot more potential worlds to explore, so again, not sure if there's going to be a DLC. But even from the beginning, when we're introduced to Bode in the prequel, or the prologue, with Cal being quote-unquote captured to be tortured by a senator, my first thought for Bode was, oh, he's going to betray us. He's so going to betray us. Especially when they mentioned his kid, I was thinking they're going to figure out who he is, they're going to threaten his kid and use that against him. And yeah, so, but I didn't expect him to be a former Jedi turned assassin. I think that was a bit unnecessary. I think it could have been a little bit cooler if if he was not a Force user, but a bounty hunter type that was extremely skilled with a lightsaber, because I know they keep saying only Force users can use a lightsaber, but wouldn't it have been a little more interesting to see a normal person use a lightsaber just as skillfully as a Jedi? Like the man in the Mandalorian lore with the Darksaber, that is technically a form of a lightsaber. It's just a very specific lightsaber, and obviously Mandalorians could pick it up and use it, except Din. I don't know why, but I think that could have been a little of an interesting twist to see a non-Force user be able to beat a Jedi with their own weapon like that. The High Republic fallen Jedi and his whatever Ravis's race is called, I thought that would have been a very cool. They would have been a very cool game-long villains, instead of killing them halfway through and then Bode's the target. Then I think they wasted that opportunity to have. God, why am I forgetting the planet names? The planet that Dagon was so obsessed with finding, everyone wanted to get to because it was a place to hide away from the Empire, but you can only access it through the Kobo Abyss, which I'll get into how stupid that idea is. But I think it would have been cool if it was more like the planet itself was a dark side planet hidden away. And the reason that Dagon was so obsessed with it is because he got corrupted by the planet, or the Force powers there. And more, when he opened the Abyss, people were able to get there because of the dark side pulling them, kind of thing. Like, it would have been cooler if, in my humble opinion, if the planet wasn't a safe haven. It was only pretending to be a safe haven, and it was sealed off for XYZ reason. And the whole point of trying to get to it with that Kobo Abyss is kind of like with Exegol. You can only access it through Pathfinder, or the compasses, or the arrays. I think that idea was dumb, because again, people only go through the glowy keyhole. I don't know if anyone had tried exploring going around the Abyss, because I don't know why I was thinking like the Kobo Abyss, the glowing part, was like a nebula, and some idiot went in there and they found a I don't know, best way to, a mini planet, like, I don't know, quantum realm realm from Ant-Man kind of thing. I don't know why I was thinking that at first. But, so yeah, I think it would have been cooler if you fought Dagon, you thought you killed him, but the entire time he was continuing to use the Force confused powers he uses in his final fight, which I thought looked visually awesome. Like the whole fact that you could see a Force ghost arm kind of thing, and he's using it, and his powers with the Force able to use, like, control one of the lightsabers effectively like that. Like, that would be a cool concept to see in a movie or in a few more video games like that. Ravis, I liked his character because how stoic and steadfast he was with his oath to help Dagon with his dream, and when it was over, he would have wanted to be put down. He wanted the warrior's death. Like, I really liked that aspect of him. I think the rest of the side cast was really cool or well played out. Even Grease with his mutton chops. So I like the fact that they didn't change the character, like super change the characters, like went from one side of the spectrum to the other. They were all still friends despite the fact that they all split because of their differences in opinions on how to fight the Empire or what to do. Didn't read the novel, but I did, from what I understand, they did make Marin bi for some reason. As she was exploring the galaxy, learning more about it. Again, I don't know why they did that, but meh. They could have just left that out and just had her, like, wanting to see Cal again and all that. The point where Cal faces the dark side because he's pissed at Bode for betraying them could have gone slightly better. And understand how they, like, Bode's reasoning, how they written it, like, a parent would do anything for their child, and outside sources, outside people just wouldn't understand it. Like, when Bode explained, I'm doing this for my child to keep her safe because the Empire is, well, they killed his wife because he was a Jedi, and I think he was using that leverage to find any way to keep his daughter safe, so I get that. And I also get Cal's point saying, well, you betrayed you basically leaving thousands of other people to suffer under the Empire, and you killed my masters. So, but I think Cal overreacting the way he did to go to the dark side was and just the fact that Marin said, I don't want to lose you too, aka don't want to lose you to the dark side, and that snapped him out of it. It's like, that's lame. Like, I kind of wanted him to kill the Imperial officer and then Marin have a negative reaction, and maybe her leaving him was what finally, like, snapped him out of it. I don't know. I also think it was completely unnecessary to have Darth Vader in this game. Even if it was to fight Seer. Overall, like I said, it was a meh to average style game. But it's decent. The combat didn't really change. The different combat stances they have now does add a bit of a flair, I guess. But I mostly stuck with the single saber and the double lightsaber. Didn't really like the pistol too much. I was hoping to like the crossguard one, but definitely the way I played didn't suit me very well. Especially since my reaction time sucks. Despite the fact that I was on easy. Don't tell anyone. So, I think I'm going to do a quick, like, how I would have kind of done it. Like, I would have had not so much focus on Kobol, but I definitely would have had Dagon and Ravis be the main antagonists for the game, where Cal thinks he's defeated them, but Dagon uses his force powers to trick Cal, and Cal wasn't able to kill Ravis because apparently that race that Ravis is very specific on how you have to kill them. And Ravis hates him even more because of that. Dagon is just using Cal to get to Torben. I think it's Torben, the hidden planet. And I would have had a little more time on Torben to maybe explore it more, to get more of an understanding. And I'll get to that in a little bit, but I would have had that kind of side story, and then have the Ravis fight and the Dagon fight be the last fights on Torben. Maybe have Bode on there as well, because obviously he would have to go down. I would have definitely had Cal fall to the dark side, and maybe do it in the presence of Vader, like taken down, like Cal's so mad. Like that would have been a cool point to take down Bode, was fighting him, and Vader shows up because Vader is gonna take down Bode because his usefulness is over, kind of thing, because now they know about Torben and that he doesn't need Bode anymore. But Cal beats him to it, and have Cal fall to the dark side. And perhaps that's how Vader finds out about Jedi, because Cal goes there under the influence of the dark side, and when Vader fights and kills Seer, that's kind of when Cal could have snapped out of it and returned to the light, and then vows to find Torben to save the rest of the Archelites, or Arcanites, whatever the followers of Kree are called. And when he gets there, or maybe through more memory flat echoes, force echoes, whatever they're called, see Dagon's female counterpart discovering more about Torben, and maybe how it is a dark side planet, but it keeps drawing people towards it to corrupt them, and it was hidden away, and have the final confrontation with Ravis and Dagon there, as Cal is trying to bring Dagon to the light to fight the Empire with Ravis, because he knows Ravis will be a awesome asset, but is unable to persuade either of them. And Cal leaves utterly defeated, but now knows for certain that he needs to do whatever it takes to protect people, or save the Jedi, because he now knows the allure of the dark side, and how it feels, or how he felt. So that would have been kind of how I would have seen it. Like, I think trying to do only a short portion of the High Republic stuff in this game was a missed opportunity. They could have done a lot more, and I'm not reading the High Republic books because I keep reading they're not really meant for older audiences. So, but give it a shot, watch the videos. Story could have been better. Gameplay wise, it's fine. It's a little glitchy here and there. Nothing game crashing, but until today. But a few graphical errors, so I wouldn't say it's a terrible game. But yeah, give it a shot. Some watching videos and see what you think. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.